It's a perfect Cornish morning here at Holywell Bay. The sea's calm, the air's clear, and the coast path ahead winds along some of the most striking scenery in Cornwall. Today we're heading towards something hidden beyond these dunes, the remains of an old military base abandoned to time. The path from Holywell follows the edge of the dunes. It's so peaceful now, but during the Second World War this landscape was alive with soldiers and patrols with their training exercises. Penhale Camp was built in the late 1930s as a training base for the Territorial Army, and when war broke out it became a hive of activity, preparing troops for beach landings and coastal defence. Beneath the sunshine and the sea air, this stretch of coast also carries deep scars. Two tragedies occurred in this area back in World War II. In July 1940, a group of young soldiers from the 9th Battalion of the Royal Fusiliers went swimming at the nearby Penhale Beach. A powerful rip current swept through the bay, catching many of them by surprise, and 23 men drowned that afternoon, most of them barely out of their teens. A simple memorial still stands among the dunes to remember them. But less than a year later, in 1941, tragedy struck again. A lone German aircraft crossed the coast and dropped 2 bombs directly on Penhale Camp. 22 soldiers who had just survived all the horrors of Dunkirk from the Duke of Cornwall's light infantry were killed where they stood. Many of them buried just inland near the ancient church of St. Piran, which itself now lies half buried by sand. It's a sobering thought walking here now, surrounded by such beauty, to think how much loss unfolded on these cliffs. How cool are these? The old American style Nissen huts. Now for those of you that just want to dive straight into the camp, you can always skip to 4 minutes 40 and you'll see some stunning drone footage of the site. If not, just stick around and enjoy the scenery and the stunning views from the cliffs. The remains of the camp still stretch across the dunes. Long concrete paths connect rows of derelict huts, some collapsed and others standing eerily intact. This was once a self-contained world, sleeping quarters, mess halls, classrooms, stores, offices, everything needed to support 1,000 men. After the war, Penhale stayed active for decades, and the Territorial Army used it for training. Even up to the early 2000s, soldiers camped here before exercises on the beaches below. Now nature is slowly reclaiming it. Ivy creeping through the windows, sand piling against doorways. It's quiet now, but the history lingers in every wall. Fishing boat over there. From above, the scale of Penhale becomes clear. Rows of identical buildings stretch across the dunes, built with military precision. The long rectangular huts were barracks, each housing a platoon of soldiers. Inside, metal framed bunks once lined the walls with simple stoves for heat and washrooms at each end. The larger square buildings near the centre were communal canteens, kitchens and mess halls. You can still trace where chimneys once rose and the outlines of service roads that supplied them. Around the perimeter, smaller brick huts mark administrative offices and stores, but to the west the faint outlines of vehicle bays and garages still show where army trucks and jeeps were kept. Further out still, shallow depressions in the ground mark old defensive positions. Lookouts and slit trenches facing the sea. This entire site was once part of Britain's coastal defence network. And beyond it all, the dunes roll gently towards the Atlantic, the same sea that once took so many young lives, now washing quietly against the shore. It's a haunting, beautiful sight, a forgotten chapter of history slowly fading into the sands. Penhale Camp has stood silent for over 20 years now, but it still holds echoes of the past, of training, camaraderie and loss. It's a place where history and landscape meet, and where the wind carries the memories of those who never made it home. Thanks for joining us on this explore. Until next time, take care. See you in the next adventure.